and nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record-breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused, spoiled little boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that? I would've crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. What I'm saying, your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that? I would've crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. What I'm saying, people saying what's already been said. Predictions, I don't listen, it's already in my head, no funny.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. Cordero Patterson deep for Atlanta.
This is taken at the 18. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Okay, ready? Ready.
Now a first carry here for Robinson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Looking to throw. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. Taking it about the 16. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. The second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have that bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. Flush to his right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and 1st downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there, 17 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get the...
I'm the best, I'm the best, as you know. And I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go, go. If I touch it, then it's cold, I'm the best, as you know. And I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold, For the park and they know I'm impressive. He wanna talk, but he not on the schedule. I ain't taking no from my who ain't heavy. I'm the best, and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching the but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I do this up when I call her. Working big, and it don't hurt to break, 'cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time he lead a before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it. Run a like a runner do it. Stun a heart till like a stunner do. I'm the best, as you know. And I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, and I go.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming out.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now Carr. They'll get this out to Kamara. There he goes, right side. 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This is intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Off a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
Their catch, their game is 25-yard line. The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And Tariq Carpenter will be credited with a tackle.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one.
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 33 yards that time.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Here we go.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Koo knocks this one through the post. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun now for Carr. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr. He's going to go up top again. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Falcons will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
They'll try and start this drive in the air, eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the 1st down there. No hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
1st and 10, it's Patterson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw here. On the right side, this is Miller. So the completion good for 6 yards. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense.
Touchdown! Kyle Pitts.
coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
To throw again on second down. Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Saints.
Carr now on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. That's complete left side to Gray. He finds some open field here. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
On play action, it's Carr. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. I'm talking about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Here we go. Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this one is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And this one too low.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. And that will be incomplete as well.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Falcons are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a 2nd one.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now here's Bradley Pinion now. This is taken at the 18. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Carr. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Carr. He's going to take another shot here. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Fields the squib kick right around the 30. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect 2nd half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 54 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Falcons 10,
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
Fair catch. Made at the 25-yard line. The Falcons take over first and 10.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. Sammy Watkins, 42 yards. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now down to 20.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin first and 10. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles, and really scatter some people, can't they?
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Rolling to his left.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, you know me. Whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Carr.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Hey, 734.
Now Carr again.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. To throw, it's Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 30. 10. 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. Now Carr. Slant pass complete to Olave. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. He sets to fire deep. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are right back in this football game. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Well, this will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
This is complete to Watkins on a slant. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. On play action, they'll throw. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to Miller. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down. So that a nice throw, but it hasn't really turned out to be the grand debut that many had hoped for. His team's down double digits. So what have you seen, CD?
About what I expected, really, because for a youngster making his first start in the NFL, I kind of expected to see these things. A few bumps along the way, maybe not the plays you expect to see or want to see. But remember, he's not going to the Hall of Fame off this first start. It's going to be an accumulation of games before we have a fully accurate reading.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's got room. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Saints are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Going up top for Miller. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. Scotty Miller, 75 yards. And the Falcons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he stopped immediately there. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Carr. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Taken in at the 22. All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
38.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Patterson complete. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left.
That's caught by Pitts.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down.
Ready.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
And the Falcons are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 2.
Another completion right back to Patterson. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw now on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Ready. 6.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Back to throw again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Here we go.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the years.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain again?